Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my people subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about the 45th President of the United States and finding out his sole contract and his sole purpose. A long time ago, I actually received information that he may pass away on May 25th, 2025. We'll take a quick look at that. That is in relation to the what to call it, his sole contract. We're going to take a look at his sole contract today. We'll take a look at why Joe Biden comes up, plus a whole bunch of things that are coming up in today's video. So stay tuned. We have a lot to cover today. If you're wondering, I am cold. It is like very early in the morning and the AC is blasting, so I'm freezing. So that's why I'm wearing a little blanket. Anyway, besides the point, this video is being recorded on none other than Tuesday, May 20th at 9:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time after when I'm recording this specific video. Again, it is Tuesday, May 20th at 9:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to help out the channel, bro, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, engaging with the content, and watching our other videos, and sharing this video and watching this video longer than normal really helps out the algorithm. And speaking of the algorithm, for those who have participated within the past week, I know this list had just changed again because so many of you guys have participated within the past week. So I do want to acknowledge our community spotlight for the week. We have Oxford Cat, we have Renee Burney, we have Barbara W, Sinopoli, and we have Patricia E. So thank you all of you guys for watching the channel. Thank you for engaging in any formality in which you do. I thank you and I love you. And I appreciate all your love and support. And if you want to be notified when I do post and upload, go into my comment section below or my description, follow my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group. And of course, I provided donation links per your guys' request. Do not feel obligated in any way to donate. I do not ask you to donate, but it's there just in case so many of you guys have been asking. Any donation that I receive goes directly into the channel. Alright, so guys, let's go ahead, let's find out what it is that we need to know for today's video, and let's go from there. So we do have a little clip. We have actually two clips. We're going to go over information now. We actually have a clip for a Singing Bowl remote viewing, which was recorded on March 20th, 2021. Ironically enough, I was looking for this clip in particular, could not find it. Didn't realize I just never dated a video. I never made a special. I just called it remote viewing. That's why I went unnoticed for so many years. And then I have another clip, which is a more recent clip. This one is 45 next 7 months as president, and it was recorded on January 17th, 2025. So there's two very polar opposites recorded on two drastic different time periods, and both of them were not in conjunction with one another, but yet both of them talk about what's happening in May, and we're going to use both of them in today's video. You're going to see both right now. I'll see you guys in a moment. What else do we need to know? Donald Trump, okay. What do we need to know about Donald Trump? Okay, that's very specific, but okay. They're telling me Donald Trump will pass away on May 25th, 2025. Let's go a little lighter, spirits and angels. I would like to make sure that you don't wish death upon anybody, please. Oh, that's within a store contract. Cannot change. Okay, so they're telling me it's set in stone, but it can change with President Biden. Whatever that may mean. Will we have Madam President? Will we have from the White House or somewhere within the White House? Going into the month of May, we have here a lot of struggle in terms of health, and yeah, he's struggling in terms of health because we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9, he gets hurt. I feel like he may take a fall in some way. Maybe that's a temporary fall, maybe metaphysical. He might fall down the stairs. He might fall down something. He hit his head in particular. I just do feel here a lot of pain in the upper region right below the diagram, so there might be some sort of pain, substantial pain. he might have to get surgery in terms of that regard. I do feel like there is a fall in here that could be physical, could be a manifestation of a fall, and that manifestation could come in the form of approval rating, could come in the form of power or influence. So it could be a multitude of different ways that the fall could essentially happen. It could also be the fall of the stock market or even the economy. Going into the month of June, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Alright guys, welcome back. Alright, so for today's video, we're going to talk about in the first part, the first clip, we're going to talk about how the Singapore remote viewing was recorded on March 20th, 2021. It talks about Donald Trump passes away on May 25th, 2025. We're going to find out in today's video whether he passes away physically or if that's something else that passes away. We do have here, it's written within his soul contract, so we're going to take a look at his soul contracts, find out what's going on there. And it says here, can we change it? Can it change? And if they responded with, it's set in stone, but can change with President Biden. Now, we all know where President Biden's condition is. We know where he is with his prostate cancer, so we know where he is in that position. But we also know, based off the previous video, we talked about how Donald Trump's life and fate is also co-joined and intertwined with that of President Biden. President Biden's life is also co-joined with Donald Trump. Now, this is very similar to the energy and the interaction between President John Adams and President Thomas Jefferson, who both died on July 4th of 1826. So, there is that. Then we have a second clip, which talks about 45 next 7 months as president, which was recorded on January 17, 2025. The first thing that we talked about in that video was that, what do you call it? There is struggle within that term in terms of health issues. So within the month of May, there was struggle with health issues. He gets hurt or takes a fall. So since he has struggle in terms of health, he could get hurt or take a fall. So there could be a possible assassination if that's possible. He might actually physically just be the one that tried to take himself out. We do have here, may fall down the stairs, may just fall and hit his head. So there's something here with trauma into the head. So that has been pretty consistent. Here we have might be some pain above the upper region below the diagram. So the diagram is here. So this is the upper region, and this is below the diagram. So if it's the upper region but below the diagram, it has to be the smaller realm right here. So it has to be something within the ribs. So here. So below the region, upper. So oh, I see. Okay, so it's right below the rib cage, right underneath the diagram, and it's here. So probably within this upper region here. I don't know what's in there. I don't know what kind of organs are there. But we have this pain right there. It may require surgery, so there is possibility of surgery. We do also have here at the end, we have the 4 card, could be manifested as approval ratings, power, influence, fall of stock market, or the economy. So we're going to take a quick look. There's a lot of information to go over in today's video, but I just wanted to let you know that if you have not watched my videos or my video series, Happy Death Day, or even better yet, where I talked about how Joe Biden and Donald Trump light are co-joined together very particularly in a very particular manner. Highly recommend you go and check that video out if you have not done so. I'll put the link to these clips, these full videos in the description below. Hi. So we're going to take a quick look. We're going to start, I guess at this point, we're just going to start reading and kind of see what happened, what's going on here. We're going to take a look at the first clip, and then we'll go from there, we'll break it up. Alright, so Spirit Angels tell me about Donald Trump on May 25th, 2025. 2025. So this is going to be the first question that we're asking really is we're not going to try and understand what the clip is first. I now don't understand how I'm going to do it. We're just going to quickly ask the cards, okay, what is the outcome going to be with it before we ask anything? What is it going to happen on May 25th, 2025? See if anything's there. See if there's energy there. A whole bunch of energy. We have here the justice in reverse, which means in this aspect here, it means justice has been served in some way. At the top of the deck here, we have the 5 of Pentacles. Interesting. So the 5 of Pentacles, someone's walking away from something. Let's take a look at the Illuminati. Illuminati is going to give us a little bit of a deeper understanding. If there's any dark energy here, it would be through the Illuminati. That's particularly why I got the deck. Now, this is not a tarot card deck, by the way. This is a playing card deck. I'm very good at reading playing cards, so it makes sense for me to use it. And yes, tarot cards you don't always need. It just helps you hone in the energy and help you understand certain things. But it doesn't really like predict anything, doesn't do anything like that. It's not divination. It just allows you to hone in on your intuition. That's all that it does. And I can do this with anything. I can even do this with business cards. Even some of you guys might have remembered me using this with Uno cards. Yes, Uno. And I had like no information on it. So you can do it with anything. Okay. I'm really curious to see if the dice, just out of curiosity here, I want to see if the dice come down to 25. Whew. Okay. Give me the day that Trump's gonna die. Just out of curiosity. We have a 5 and we have a 4. Oh, look at that, 45. Okay, so we obviously know this is 45. Okay. Okay, so we know it's 45. So that's who he is. That's his presidential number. What is the date that he's going to die? Apparently, in the past, in the psychic channel that I received before remote viewing, I got May 25th, 2025. We have the 26th, maybe. Or it could be 2026, but it could also be the 26th of a day or a month, maybe 26 days, 26 months. Could be something with 26. All right, anyway. Besides the point, let's go ahead. Let's take a look. So, Spirit Angel, tell me about Donald Trump and him on May 25th, 2025. Anything big happening? So I take this? Okay, tell me you put it back. Okay. There seems to be death here. There does seem to be energy here that's indicating a possibility of death. There does seem to be that indication here. Because we have here the first card that comes in is the president is down. The president is down. The star card reverse. Right? The president is down. And you have people rushing to him. And this feels very much like it feels very much like Secret Service, but it feels like someone coming to aid, but also feels like an escape. So someone is coming to aid of the president, but it also feels like also an escape. And here you have the death card. A change, a transformation, a rebirth. Now the question that we're asking in today's video is something big happening? Is there anything monumental? Is the energy there? Or is it just the energy flat? And I can tell you the energy is anything but flat. You have your strength, right? So the strength card comes right after the death, which means it empowers the enforcement of death. It empowers the rebirth. It empowers a transformation, if you will. Now the question is, we're not sure if this is going to be a physical death yet, because we're only 5 days out from when this is supposed to take place. But we have here, and I kid you not, I waited since 2021 for this specific day. Like, this is not something that's like, out of the blue. This is something that I waited years for. And I've been repetitively talking about it on the channel. We have here, after the strength card here, we have the Knight of Swords. Someone coming in very quick and heavy. And here is somebody who wants to do something. Here is the Queen of Wands. I don't know if there's assassination yet, but I don't get any indication. It could be. But it could be, actually. We'll talk about we're interpreting in different ways. We have the Queen of Wands here, someone being on the throne, a woman. And here you have the light being shown. The light being shown in the darkness. Now, this is going to be something that's going to be yet to be determined what this could possibly mean. But as you start to break up the reading, you start to understand it at a more theoretical level. Now, for example, here we have the president is down, right? We have the Knight of Wands and escape, right? And here you have death. So it's possible. Somebody did ask, is this possible? This could be a fake death. It's possible. It could be possible. Now that I'm seeing it, it could be possible. This could be a fake death in order to escape. This would explain why there's an energy here of Secret Service running, but also like there's an escape sense of feeling there. We also have here as well is that we have somebody coming in very quickly, hot and heavy, which is the Knight of Swords, with the Queen of Wands here being the spiritual aspect. So this is the energy, this is the spiritual energy, this is the collective energy. And here you have the light in the darkness. That was very interesting as well because the Democrats would actually come to the aid of 45. Believe it or not, Democrats here in position to power, not saying Democrats like, the people, the American people, more of the Democrats of the elected branches, they'll come to the aid of President Donald Trump because Donald Trump provides them with something that they never had, and that is power. And as long as Donald Trump is in power, they will continue to win in some way. And that's going to be the messed up reality here is that the Democrats are, again, in it for the power, the same way the Republicans are, but a very different idea, but same format, if you will. This is really interesting. Again, the Star card is reversed. Now, what's interesting as well is the Escape and the Death card being here. We have here is challenged by the Mortician, which is, of course, the Coffin card. The first card that comes up that indicates a coffin or a death. Right, the Mortician. Straight and peaceful. We have here the IRS. Criminal government. It's reversed. Okay? And then we also have here blank. So it could be, it's actually interesting. When I saw the blank card, the story is yet to be determined. It's yet to be final. Like they're waiting for the last final thing to fall into place here. But it also could be as well as something draws a blank, if that makes any sense. Something draws a blank, which could indicate maybe the possibility of a gun. Because guns can draw a blank. So we'll take a look and see. I don't see any assassination cards, but let's see what's on the bottom of the deck here. We have video games. So again, that could indicate guns. Doesn't always mean that because it's not literal. Which we have here on the top of the deck here, we have recyclers. So recycle, which means they found top secret information. Look what that guy's holding. Among the mist of slime and the dirty grind, he was able to find top secret information. Right, recyclers. This is the top of the deck here. This is the bottom of the deck. Okay. Now let's take a look and see. It's on May 25th, 2025. Is this indicating that there's a change within the presidency or like there's a possible death? What could this be indicating on May 25th, 2025? We have here cycle gangs. So there's gangs here. So something here is a collection of people coming in to collect. Something being collected on this date. What's also found in Knight of Wands here was intellectual, weird and fanatic, Alack shrugs. So again, it's that idea that this is foreign. So something's being collected that is foreign, okay? It makes sense because the IRS is here, but the IRS is reversed. So that, oh, I see. So maybe 45 owes money or owes a country something, and because they owe them just enough, it's very possible that there's a threat of death. Doesn't mean it physically happened, but they're coming in to collect. This might be a collection day. I don't know how it works in a gang or mafia thing, but it might be a collection day for these people. We have here libertarians, fanatics. So there could be something going on, like a liberty strikes the Capitol. So something is striking the Capitol. We have here MTV. So there could be something coming in. It could be like cyber attack, if you will. What's on the top here? We have Society for Creative Arcanism, which is also violent and weird. So there could be some little bit of chaos around this day. Interesting. So there is a lot of energy here. There's a lot of mojo here. I kind of want to narrow it down a little bit and kind of take some of the index cards to see if we can kind of understand what the heck this is telling me. So Spirits and Angels, tell me about May 25th, 2025. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video, but I'm going to break it up using timestamps, so this video will be a little bit more digestible. May 25th, 2025. Okay. The way it works, the color cards means major arcana, white color cards means minor arcana. Spirit Angel, tell me what cards do I need for May 25th, 2025? It's not purple, but okay. They're like, take that purple card. I'm like, it's not purple. Anyway, we have here special day. Interesting, because we're talking about a very specific day, and the card that comes in is special day. And then we have here pink, which means must. Elon Musk. So he comes in as I am. So it's interesting. So we have yellow, which indicates solar plexus, and then we have Elon Musk, which is also indicating technology and the government dismantling. Something's being dismantled, but it's reversed. So it's the dismantling of what they've done so far, and this is I am. So I am root chakra, which is your root chakra, which indicates I am, your confidence level, your sexuality, stuff like that. So I do what I am. Oh, hold on. Because it's reversed, it's mean I do what I am not. So they're doing what they're not. Interesting. Interesting. I feel like it's interesting. Again, the special day comes up. So there is something here that's happening on this special day. I can't wait for the day to come because then we can actually try to break that day down. So when that day comes, I'm going to give it like maybe the weekend. And then we're going to take a quick look and find out what it is. I think, actually, believe it or not, I think the 25th is a Saturday, if I do the math correctly, which I'm sure I probably did not. But if it's a Saturday, we'll talk about it Monday and find out, okay, what the heck happened? You know, and it's interesting, too, because it is Memorial Day weekend. No, apparently that is Memorial Day weekend. So it is Memorial Day weekend on a Saturday. It's interesting, though, that it comes up just like that. Spiritual angels tell me about Donald Trump's my singing bowl remote viewing that was recorded on March 20th, 2021, with Donald Trump passing away on May 25th, 2025. We got information that it was written in his sole contract, and it had something to do with President Biden. Can you tell me a little bit more about this? What kind of role does President Biden have in Donald Trump's sole contract, considering that he's supposed to die on May 25th, 2025? Tell me a little bit more about that. So there's an unveiling of a bigger picture, no, a smaller picture. So there's an unveiling of a smaller picture. So it's telling me here that there's little things that make or break a certain death, or the date in particular. So we have the Ten of Wands reversed as well. So all these are reversed so far. And then we have the Ten of Swords reversed. The Three of Cups reversed. Why are these all reversed? Followed by the only one that's upright, which is the Seven of Wands and the Five of Cups reversed. The bottom deck here is Knight of Wands, no escape. Top of the deck here, we have the Seven of Swords. You cannot get out of this one. It feels very much like if this is meant to be Trump's death day, it will be his death day. Like, it almost feels like it's not going to be a way out unless something changes that forces a change in that. Now, remember one thing and one thing particularly. Death does not like when you mess with his plan. And will always find a way to initiate it. And it's going to be harder. It's going to come back roaring quicker and faster than before. Death does not like it when you mess with that. So, Spirit Angels, tell me about Donald Trump passing away on May 25th, 2025. It was apparently written into his sole contract. It's just true. I'm going to take that back because I feel like that just happened too quickly. It's the true, Spirit Angel. It's the true. It's Donald Trump going to pass away on May 25th, 2025. We have government down. Something starts to slow. There's a pool of evidence. There's something here. We have here intelligence of the mind. We have partly cloudy. Topic deck here, we have it's not nothing. They tell me here it's not nothing. So something's coming. And here it's not going to be poop. So it's not going to be bad. So it's telling me something's coming. But it's not going to end up being bad, if you know what I mean. I really want to know if it's part of his sole contract. That's going to be something that's like really determinative. Spirit Angel tell me, is this part of Donald Trump's sole contract? Him dying on May 25th, 2025? Jesus. Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups. And on top of the deck here, we have the Magician. So it says here, this is a lot of manifestation. This is a lot of manifestations here. We have here, it depends on certain circumstances, like I said before. There's a lot of moving parts into the thing that either causes him to die or does not cause him to die. There's a lot of moving parts here. So let's break it down. Let's try to decode it. This is asking if this is true, if the soul contract is true, if he's going to pass away on May 25th, 2025. It's not actually if he's going to pass away and die, but it's going to act if this originally part of his soul contract. The question is that the people can totally disregard the soul contract entirely, but there's a consequence to that, right? So if this is part of his soul contract and he disregards it, then death does not like it when you mess with his plan, and it's going to come back harder and faster, and it's going to find a way. I remember many times I've spoken to you guys before that essentially Donald Trump's luck has ran out. He does not have luck on his side anymore. And it makes a lot of sense. He doesn't have luck on his side, so why would it change now? The thing is just that he messed up with the time frame, right? He somehow survived and did not pass away, whatever happened on May 25th, right? And he somehow is still alive. Death will find a way to get him. Death will find a way to get him in some way. And you cannot evade death. Death will always find a way to find you. And that's the thing about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is powerless against death or the thing that may be in the universe. And this is no different. Right? This is no different. And this just makes a lot more sense as you start to get more into it and more stuff like that. So we're going to try to break it down. There's a 50-50 chance again. I'm not saying that this is 100% accurate, this is going to happen, but if he does pass away, then it seems to be pretty much set in stone, like it has said that it was set in stone per his soul contract. But if he ignores the soul contract and somehow is overwritten by President Biden or some formality, we're going to find in a moment why that was even overwritten, or why it could be overwritten by specifically one person only, President Biden. We're going to take a look at that and find out why. So let's go ahead and let's read. Okay, so Spiritual Angel, tell me. We have the first card here. We have the Moon card reversed, which means something gets unveiled. Something gets unveiled. There's some sort of electricity here. There's energy here. Something gets unveiled, and it's not a bigger picture. This is the card that indicates looking at the bigger picture, right? Because this is the person who's looking at the cameraman while taking a picture of his achievement. It's reversed. It's telling you look at the achievement, ignore the bigger picture. It's telling you to look at the small, nitty-gritty detail. There's something here in the detail. There is craftsmanship in the detail in which this occurs. We have the Ten of Wands reversed. The Ten of Wands reversed basically means not moving forward, right? Not progressing forward. But this is reversed. It means something is going ahead. So some small little detail that in terms of craftsmanship pushes an idea or a plan ahead. The next thing is it's not because of betrayal. So it doesn't feel very much like an assassination. Now it could be, but it doesn't feel like it could be at this moment. But like I said, if you mess with Death plan will find a way to go after you. And even if that means assassination or anything like that. So the best thing to do is just follow the soul contract, right? Easier said than done. Especially how could you if you don't know your life soul contract anyway. But it feels very much like Donald Trump does know, and that's why it's a little bit different. We have the Three of Cups reversed. And the Three of Cups reversed is very interesting because it indicates a celebration of some sort. But it's not a celebration, it is some sort of pushback. And it comes here as the Seven of Wands here. There's some sort of pushback, there's something angry here. There's an emotion of anger. Don't know exactly how to describe that, but there is an emotion of anger. And here you have, it's not necessarily a loss. There's no death card that comes in this row, right? There's nothing that comes in this row here. But we do have a funeral card here at the end, which is the Five of Cups. This is my funeral card, loss. But you have 3 cups up, 2 cups down, right? One cup does up, turn down, now it becomes reversed, back upright, and becomes a funeral. So it's saying here that things have to go right for him in order for a chance of survival on this day. Something has to go right for him. And if it doesn't, then it's easily end. So, like I said many times before, luck has ran out for him. Time is running out for him. He doesn't have much time left. The question is just when it's going to happen. That's yet to be determined. We cannot determine that. Because remember, the date might be off a little bit because Right now we are in the Gregorian calendar, which essentially takes off the 13th month. So we only have 12 months instead of 13. So it's a little bit wonky. It could put us a little bit into June. So kind of keep that in mind too, that calendar and everything is kind of man-made. So set up and spirit world don't operate on the same system as humans do. So it can be very hard for us to make that clear determination. Now, going into the bottom card here, we're trying to find out, okay, Chris, it's the okay. What we're trying to find out now is it true, right? That is it true. This is what's going on here. So the next card that comes underneath the moon card and the looking at the little picture, looking at the detail, is government. So there's something going on with the capital. Again, this is again something with the capital. There was twice just indicated the same topping. Something with government. Both of them were government, right? We have the Liberty striking, the Tories striking the capital, and then you have the government down reversed as well. So something's going on in government around this day. Something big, if you will. Now this is interesting. I really hope that we kind of get to understand what is going on in this day, and we're not kept in the dark. Remember, the media is kind of controlled by 45 and his regime, so it would make sense that we might not hear about any of this. But hopefully, they are transparent enough to tell us what's going on. We do have here as well, something becomes slow pace. Something gets slowed down, like time gets slowed down. Like, oh, you might have all your eggs in a basket, and things might be moving fast for you. But now things start to slow. There's a slowness here. There's a slowness in terms of energy, slowness in response. And here we have is the Tower card reverse. Interesting as well that we have a Tower card here. The Tower card, lightning, is fast-paced. Strike, you're done. Strike, you're out. But it's reversed. And it's falls, ironically enough, underneath the Tower card directly. Right? Directly. This is not accidental placement. This is accidental placement. But it's not like premeditated. This came in the way it did. And interestingly enough, this is indicating slowness, but moving and progressing forward, but slower. And here you have is the Ten of Swords reversed, which indicates not so much an assassination, but it could be, and this could be indicated by the pool. And this pool could be a pool of blood, could be a pool of water, could be a pool of evidence. There's something here that is evident, right? The word is evident. It's the key word here, which means something is obvious. Something is obvious here. Underneath the Seven of Cups here and the Seven of Swords, the Three of Cups reversed and the Seven of Swords upright, we have here is the card that comes in is we have intelligent, right? The mindset, the brain, the mental, right? And this is Anarchy, right? This is Anarchy. It's interesting. And Anarchy also symbolizes that death and life. It's reversed, if I believe correctly. Let me actually look that up. Okay, the Anunnaki is an ancient Egyptian symbol representing life, immortality, and the union of male and female principle. So this is what it is. This is again not made up. This was something that was a card that was made up years ago. You get the Anunnaki, right? It symbolizes an ancient Egyptian symbol representing life, immortality, and the union of male and female principle. It's a hieroglyphic symbol often depicted as a cross with a loop at the top, and is frequently seen in the hands of deities, pharaohs, and symbolizing their power to bestow life and sustain the universe. Right? So that is interesting. It's interesting that comes up when we're talking about somebody's life. When we're talking about the fact that they are immortal. Right? Someone that has a lot of power, that they can live forever. And this is 45. This is the energy of how 45 feels. But this is also how his supporters feel. His supporters feel like as if he is immortal, that he can live forever, that he can live forever, that he can serve another term. But Spirit is saying, whoa, 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 whoa. That's not what's going to happen. And here you have it. Despite this, and the things happen to go right for 45. So instead of things always going right for 45, everything will go wrong for 45, except that he needs to make them right so that he can survive that day. So things are going to go wrong that day for him. Even like minuscule things, he's going to notice that the signs are there. And underneath this Five of Cups reverse, we have here partly cloudy. Right? The sun has come out. The sun had come out, or the cloud had come. But again, we all know that when somebody dies, normally, it's always raining. when you go to a funeral and you go to a wake, it's always raining. I've never seen anybody who goes to a wake and it's sunny out. It's always raining. It's always cloudy. This is what is going on here, is that if in whatever way death is successful in this matter, then it becomes raining. If and only if death is successful. We're going to act that too, if death is going to be successful. Now we act here, what to call it? I don't know what I asked over there. Maybe if he's gonna die in that day, maybe I'm assuming, but I feel like that's kind of like what we already kind of covered. So, Spirit, what was this? So tell me to go with it. I guess we're gonna go with it. Let's kind of see what the energy is here. Okay, so we have the Tower card. The Tower card is very interesting. It's a card that comes in and it comes in reverse. So it's not necessarily a strike. It's something of slowness. There's a slowness energy here. It's possible it could be like a heart attack, if you will. But there is a sense of slowness. It's holding on, like trying to grab your shoulder. It feels very slow. It feels very robotic, very immaculate, if you will. And then here you have the Death card in reverse. Right now, normally when the Death card is upright, it means a rebirth, a change, a transition. But it's reversed. Now, this could be indicating two things. The Death card reverse can mean two different things, at least in this aspect. It can mean that when the card is reversed, it can indicate to all of us that, hey, listen, death, you have been served. And because you have been served and you're going through a death-like process, you're not going to be reborn, which is indicating why it's reversed. But if just say it is reversed, and it had a different meaning, the other meaning it would essentially take on is say, hey, listen, you're not going through a period of transition right now. You're not going through this period of change. So again, could be indicating, oh, you're going to die, but you're not going to be reborn. You're going to die, but you're not going to be able to overcome that. It's saying here that, oh, you can't be reincarnated. That's not what it's saying. It's essentially saying, oh, you can't bounce back from this. It's just say you've been really badly injured and you go to the hospital, they can't rescue you. You're done. That's what the Death card could be indicating when it's reversed. When the Death card is upright, it indicates, oh, you could be rescued. You could be relived. You can, have enough shock in your heart to be able to restart it. But it's saying here, you don't need that. It's not going to happen. Like, if you're going to die, you're going to die, and that's it. There's nothing that you can do to come back from it. His goal here is to ensure that he is not going to die, and I've said many times before, but if he does make it past May 25th, 2025, then he's going to die in his own terms. This is Spirit's terms here. This is Spirit's term. He's saying this is your soul contract. You have to honor that. But if somehow you're able to overcome all that and still somehow, yes, survive it, then there comes a point where, okay, now Spirit is going to have to come up with something else to try to take you out faster, quicker, to kind of keep everything on time. Because the longer you are alive, the more effect you have on certain things, and the more it creates a domino effect longevity-wise. So, for example, let's say somebody has a vision, and that vision leads them to realizing that something bad is going to happen. They get off the plane. A couple of people come off the plane. Now you just save those people's lives to you and other people who should have died on that plane, according to how it's supposed to work. But because you save those people, death has a certain pattern. Death may come after each individual because if you're not supposed to be here, you're affecting the timeline. The question is that, okay, so if Donald Trump somehow survived, how long will it take for Spirit to catch up to him? How long will it take for Spirit to knock him out? And here you have it, the next card that comes in as well. You get the Page of Pentacles reversed. And the Page of Pentacles reversed, this is not a gift. So whatever this is not a gift. And normally this would be like the gift of life, but it's not a gift of life. There's something here that's interesting. This is coming in again for the recording on Donald Trump possibly passing away on May 25th, 2025. And again, that is based off the channeling. I want to find out about Biden. Why does Biden have so much control over Donald Trump's life here? Now, if you guys may understand a little bit more, if you guys watched my previous video where I talk about how President Biden and Donald Trump's life is intertwined together, and how that makes or breaks certain things, and how it affects certain outcomes and things like that. And then we're going to go into the second part of the video, which is going to be the second clip, which is going to be pretty quick, and that will be pretty much it. I know this video is a little bit longer than normal, and I totally get that. I really understand your point here. I just really feel like this is important. and it should be covered. But we're gonna have to do a part 2 soon because my mom's coming home, and we're gonna have to do part 2.